Peace, my family, and raw back to all those coming out of that good cocoon for the first time. Welcome. This your girl, the butterfly. We about to take off. Let's fly. Just want to send you all the good healing energy your way. Peace, love, happiness, harmony, and abundance. Hope you guys are out there keeping your mind right in that good mind. How y'all feeling? Hope you guys most definitely moving on up. That's right, in your higher nature family, and most definitely cleansing, because you know we gotta cleanse. That's right, cleansing. The lows. I came in here today to read, and this is The Mind Scroll by Master Teacher Dr. Malachi York L. This right here will certainly help you right on this good journey. So, with that being said, family, let's get to it. Let's read. Lo, look, thou shalt ponder on taking proper diet for thyself, right? Which you can also learn through the teachings of the Masonic Shrine, Eastern Star, and Shriner Ladies of Hahamadi Shrine Temple. Okay, let's go on. Improper diet is another hindrance of spiritual progress. Let me repeat that one more time. Improper diet is another hindrance of spiritual progress. All foods have distinctive energies. Just as the physical body is formed from the gross physical portions of foods that are eaten, so the mind is formed from the more subtle portions, right? If the food is impure, right, then the mind becomes impure. And so, by having cigarettes, liquor, narcotics, fast food, and too much meat are the most detrimental. Meals should be light and nutritious, okay? Seafood, my child, is healthy, however, not in excess. Most people eat far more than necessary, mere out of habit or a sense of gratification. An improper diet is the cause of the great majority of disease, right? And that are, encountered in modern society. The mind is always looking for an excuse to avoid discipline. You must always listen to the inner voice of self. There are two sides of you. You have 180 agreeable, and you have 180 disagreeable parts of your nature. 1% is all that is needed to shift your emotion, okay? On the side of starting a path of a disagreeable action or a very agreeable action. You are in control. Listen to the voice of the agreeable things rather than to the complaints of the disagreeable mind. What goes into the human body correlates directly to the efficiency which works with the brain functions. Studies have shown that certain red food color creates hyperactive in children, and that retained sugar or refined sugar can cause emotional instability. And this is what most children are started on, right? These are just two examples of the substances, right, that hinder listening contained or consumed. And without understanding the effect on the body and the mind, each of which have two parts, the body, which is voluntary and involuntary, and also which you can control, right? That which you can control, and then that which takes control over itself. So you have the mind too, and it's good and evil, which also tries to take control. So many intakes are bad, although not characterized as harmful, foods, right? And let me repeat that one more time because this is real. Many intakes are bad, although are not characterized as harmful foods. And these substances should be strictly avoided, right? Marijuana, cigarettes, alcohol, drugs. There is a growing awareness, right? It is a growing awareness that our health is directly affected by what we eat. And almost any disease can be cured by either a change in diet or a short period of fasting with no medication at all. Wow. This is not only true for physical disorders, but for many mental difficulties as well. It is particularly important that pregnant mothers be aware of this, for too often they do not realize the effect of their diet on the developing fetus. Contrary to popular, concept, it is not vegetarians who do not get enough protein, but rather the heavy meat eaters who take in an excess of protein. Animal protein contains high concentration of uric acid, which is a nitrogen compound similar to ammonia, and it is not water soluble and cannot be broken down by the liver. Thus, through a certain amount is eliminated, though a certain amount is eliminated, the great portion of uric acid deposits in the joints, and the results of this is referred to as arthritis. The hardening of the arteries and heart disease are the two most common maladies in the Western world, where the greatest amount of meat is consumed. The corp in my child is cholesterol, right? That also cannot be eliminated from the body. And this forms acid or fatty deposits along the walls of the hearts and arteries, and gradually thickening until they are clogged and inflexible. And the major source of cholesterol comes from the 100 pounds of animal tissue and its fats that each person consumes each year. Heart disease, hardening of the arteries, and arthritis are common. However, the one that strikes the most fear in the Western Hemisphere is cancer. Many substances have been found to create cancer in animals. However, results always seem to indicate that the amount consumed by the average person is insufficient to create cancer. What is not revealed is that the accumulation of these poisons over periods of years does cause cancer. And these substances are innumerable chemicals that are injected into animals, and these increase weight and yield more dollars in the animal, and nitrites and food coloring and artificial hormones. And even arsenic is among the chemicals contained in animal flesh. By the time it goes on the supermarket shelf, these plus the many other additives consumed by members of an industry or industrialized society collect in the body and are stored in the tissues. Cancer occurs when the cells react to these excessive toxins, in a sense, and mutating into cells which reproduce uncontrollably. So much for the horrors of the meat industry, family. There are several other interesting physical and spiritual reasons for eating meat, and one is that it takes 4 times as much grain to feed animals than for a human to consume it directly. This raises a moral question in regard to sharing our resources with poor people. The plants are the original source of energy, right? For all living things. Let me repeat that one more time. Plants are the original source of energy for all living things, as they store the energies from the sun through photosynthesis. A person who does not eat a lot of meat not only takes nourishment from the original source, but their diet is more economical with regards to cost and the best utilization of seafood. Also is very good for you, but too much can be taken in excess and not should be taken in excess. Although a more interesting fact is that a human being digestive system is not of a carnivore. His or her teeth are designed through mutation for bringing or for biting and mashing original vegetables. So, but after so much mixing, many Negroids or African Americans, blacks have cayenne teeth for tearing flesh, and the lack of these teeth, or the lack of those teeth, was the reason why a human being ages, tenderizes and cooks his or her meats to make it more edible. But the diet also alters the very appearance of human to animal, as well as his or her nature, right? And meat eaters are much more violent, and human liver is proportionally smaller and of a meat eating animal, and it is not built to handle the filtering of animal poisons. And also it goes on to say that carnivorous animals poison speed through the body quickly and is quite long in human beings as if it is in a vegetarian animal. So note, what it's saying is that it's untrue that you need meat, right? Or that you will lose weight if you don't eat meat, right? Herbivores, again, are much more larger than carnivore animals. So, mind your mind, family, for the jewels of your soul. Alright, so that right there was the end of that scroll. So that is something just to take a look within yourself. Do your own research. Check it out for yourself. Don't believe our master teacher, right? Go look it up, right? Check it out. Just saying. Consult your doctor. Check it out, right? Consult an herbalist. Check it out for yourself, You begin to see through time, when you begin to start thinking for yourself and looking things up for you and your life and your soul and your spirit and your body, because your body is your temple, and again, we must take care of it. Alright, so again, family, I'm going to leave it at that for now. Now, if you are interested in this scroll, again, family, it is on the channel. Just send me a comment. I'll be happy to direct you to where it is, and you can begin to, do your self-study and get to know more about, ourselves, right? As humans, right? Yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna leave it at that for now. Again, I want y'all all to know that you are loved so much beyond this world. Again, remember, family, truth is love. Know that. Most High is truth. For sure. Begin to spread that love, family, one to another. Be the peace, that you seek. Release our master teacher, Dr. Malachi York, out. Peace, shalom, Mashab, divine love, family, and Wadu. And it's all love.